Yo, what up, my mustard
What up, mustard
asses?
ashes? What up, mustard ashes?
We want to welcome you to another episode of the greatest show ever. Now with an 800 plus credit score. You all know DJ Stead, as we are part of the Who They
Tech.
Want Network.
I'm in the building. What's going on, family?
That's
So,
right.
so
You can
this
catch
this how
him
the
Tuesdays 8 Eastern on the Hip Hop Corner, and then also on the Who They Want podcast. When is that air there, Stead?
Who They Want Wednesdays is officially back this week. So yes, Tuesdays and Wednesdays you can catch Who They Want. I appreciate it.
Amen. Amen.
where they catching who they want though?
Of course, on every possible streaming platform known to man for podcasts.
Amen.
Word. So my man right there is Tech. You know that's our man on the background. So you know this the face to the voice. It's Tech right there.
So, Bell, tell me how you doing, brother?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you how I'm doing, yo. You know how I'm doing is like this weather. It's been crazy, right? It's been crazy with all this rain and everything, right? You know, and I gotta go to work in that, yo. So you know what I'm saying? This weather is tired, man. That's how I'm doing. Just like this weather tired, man. It's a soup day. That's what it is. It's a soup day. That's how I'm doing. How you doing,
Nice.
man? How you doing? Call me rainy today, aka rainy. It's tired. You know what I'm saying? Melancholy, tired. 3-4 syllable words just to express tiredism.
Yeah. Well, so for me, so you know that feeling when you wake up just before your alarm goes off, but not for a
Yeah.
bad reason, but because you got like the perfect amount of sleep. You're just awake. Like today it's gonna be your day. Like, and then
Right.
you go,
Right.
and you have the perfect bowel movement. Like everything just comes out perfect. Like it's the right
Like,
shape, the right consistency, minimal
right.
wipe. Like it's just
Huh.
perfect bowel movement. And then you move
Yeah.
to the kitchen to get your bowl of cereal, and you pick up the cereal box. Feels a little light. You go to
Yeah.
the refrigerator. You look at the jug of milk, and it looks a little low. But as you
hmm
pour the cereal in the bowl, it's the perfect amount of cereal. And then you pour the milk, it's the right amount of it's like the perfect bowl of cereal. And then you pick up your bowl and you go in the living room, turn on the telly without changing the channel. Rocky is on.
Yes.
You're like,
You turn on the
yes,
telly, huh?
yeah,
The telly.
yes, Rocky's on.
Yes.
And then you sit
Yes.
down. The wife comes out of the bedroom and she says, I have to go get my hair done. And she's out the door. And now you get to be
Oh,
all uninterrupted, eating your cereal, watching Rocky.
yeah.
That's how I'm feeling all the time.
That's a
Love
good.
it.
That's a good hour. That's a good hour.
Yeah,
You know, because when you're
yeah,
married, there's a time limit to that. You
that's
know.
right. Yeah. That's right. And for the ladies, if it's not Rocky, it's Legally Blonde for you ladies. So
That's
you get
what it
that
is.
same
Legally
feeling,
blunt.
right?
Right. Right. You know, that's crazy though. It's like when you have the perfect day, man. What's the perfect movie? Like, okay, if you say there's a top five, where you say, okay, I'm about to go do something right quick. Oh wait, Transformers is on.
Right?
Let me have a seat. Let me
No
Hey
one even
man,
seen it a million times
I'm
before, but
right.
this was a sitting moment.
Mhm,
Something came
mhm,
up. Something came
mhm.
up. So it's like if I see Transformers come on, I'm sitting down. Star Wars comes on, I'm sitting down. Um,
Scarface comes on, I'm sitting down.
Scarface come on, you sitting down.
For
What's
sure.
yours? Would you got a top two or top three? What? Scarface. What
Scarface,
else?
it'll be like Scarface, Forrest Gump, and like the Nutty Professor.
Okay.
Which one? Which one are you, Professor?
The Murphy version.
All right.
Come
All right.
on, Cletus. Come on, Cletus. Bring your ass. Let him bring his ass on over here. You know, I
Walk it
like
over,
to
but
pour
you lip
hot
it back.
grease on him. Right? You say, you know, I like to pour hot grease on your ass. Get some hot grease on you. What you got, Aaron? What's your top two, man?
I don't know about top two. It all depends on the moment. Like right now, if I sat down and Who's Harry Crumb comes on, I'm sitting watching Who's Harry Crumb. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if uh, if the man who knows too little, of course, Bill Murray version is on, I'll
Mm-hmm.
definitely sit and watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Blazing Saddles, no contest.
Right.
You know, it
Right.
depends on the mood. You know, I'm always up for something that
It's
I haven't
always
seen in a
a
while.
it's always a 3D or like a sci-fi joint that'll catch me, man. You
Yeah.
know, or one of them good long movies, like the right part of Titanic. If I catch it, like when the boat start falling and then
When the
you hear
boat's sinking.
Right? It's always after the
do
iceberg that sells it.
right. Dog, that is the dopest part of the movie because the acoustics. I mean, just the score of that movie right there is on another level because when that really goes down and all the multiple sound effects. I mean, you got like, I mean, just various sounds, maybe 300 sounds they put all underlaid, overlaid
For sure.
across them.
Well, I get
It's just so brilliant.
well, I get to 46 years old and still Titanic free. Amen.
What?
I've
You
never seen
just
the
didn't even
Titanic.
watch? Oh,
Nope.
Never
really?
seen
Nope.
Okay.
James Cameron
No.
epic masterpiece next to
No.
Avatar 1 and 2.
No.
Yo, Avatar come on. That's another one I gotta add to the list because if that come on, I'm gonna sit down. I like the special effects. You know what I'm saying? I like a long, good special effects type joint. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
You know, or a good comedy. If that shit come on, I'm a
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know
I
like
say.
Christmas Christmas Bill
Christmas Vacation.
yeah, Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
On
Man, when
Christmas
he
vacation, I'm
motherfucking
going
pulls
Vegas
down that
vacation.
attic.
Vegas Vacation.
Vegas. There's a whole series of those. You'd be like, okay, which
Yep.
one's the best one? Now, when
Yep.
he
Vegas
pulls
vacation,
down that
hands
attic,
down.
you say Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas definitely was priceless.
Mm.
I like Christmas. I like the Christmas one because it was the part when he pulled the ladder down with the attic and that motherfucker, the attic door, and that ladder come banging in the day. That shit was funny as fuck. And then when they said, you want to go fast? This is a slave. They took off on that, pew, that Turbo 2000. Oh, that shit was funny as hell.
No,
Oh, man.
if I'm picking a lampoon, I'm going to Animal House though.
Okay. That's
You
an
know,
old school one.
but
That's an
if I'm
old school
doing a
one.
Chevy Chase film, I probably do Modern Problems.
Modern Problems.
Yeah, that's the one where he
I
gets
have
doused with radiation and he gets telekinetic powers.
I have to watch that one
That
again
was pretty good.
because it's an old school one. But you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
when you watch so many and you watch it so far back, because
Yep.
I know I've seen it, but I gotta watch it again to get to remember some of the
Refreshed.
punchlines, the
Yep.
For
funny
real.
signs
Yep.
and stuff. Right, right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's funny how we just got up on that. It's crazy how we just got up on that. But hey, it is what it is today.
All right, you gotta love movies though, man. Movies
So
is
that's how
what
you doing.
movies brings to life, man.
Yeah, man.
Best
That's
memories.
how it
Best
is,
memories.
especially right now on a Sunday. Because damn it, Super Bowl over. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about Super Bowl. Super Bowl over with, but
Mm,
really, we still got some sports time to go because we still got March Madness,
of course.
okay, and we still have NBA Finals,
Right.
okay, and then within there we still have MLB. They're gonna have an All Star thing coming up here, so
Yeah, in
you
June.
know
July,
June,
right?
right?
Yeah.
So that's around the finals time. So
Yeah.
then after that, then we're gonna really be sitting here twiddling thumbs, talking about, okay, oh, it's a good movie on.
Right.
Let me watch this
Yeah.
one. Let's see how this one. I got a good 3 hours to spend. Just don't let it be Lord of the Rings 1. That piece of shit ending, boy. I tell you that. We ain't gonna talk about that though. We ain't gonna talk about that right now.
Yeah, those movies in order for any of the Lord of the Rings movies to be good, you have to actually watch all three back to back. So you better have a good 8-9 hours cut out to do it. Like, because if you just watch one, it just is not.
Mm-mm.
It takes it out of context. I mean, and it's so hard anyways because they're not like off from the books, but obviously like there's no narration, so stuff just doesn't make sense. So it's like the
Right.
most beautiful movie you don't understand because there's no
And
narration.
you have to literally, that's one of those films too, though, Aaron, that you actually have to watch like right as the beginning rolls with the,
Yeah.
opening credits and all
Yep.
the, the backdrop stories. You can't
Yep.
just dive in when he's already on his adventure with the ring. You're like, what is this? A bunch of, three, to your mind, it's like three short people in a ring or three elves in a ring. And you're like, they're hobbits. You have to break down
Hobbits.
elves, hobbits, two different
Uh-huh.
categories for this
So
brand of series.
you say Oh yeah, I gotta add another one to the list. Y'all started talking about movies, but you gotta add another one to the list. Was Usual Suspect, because the way
Usual
that Kaja
Suspects. Okay.
Sose, man, that shit was so masterful. It's just I was just like, yo, this shit was very well written. This is a very good film. You know,
Of
it's
course.
just like this is a
Of
very good
course.
film. You know, but yo, when we talk about you say put together a couple hours, if you say, okay, I'm gonna watch this series of movies, what series of movies would would you say? Fast and Furious,
No,
Jurassic Park,
no,
Transformers,
no.
uh, uh,
So,
right. I mean,
so
let's go with the
franchise
one
wise.
and two.
So,
Superman,
Ooh, okay.
original?
1, 2, and 3.
No, well, the
So yeah,
original was
or
4. The original
okay,
Christopher Reeves was 4.
okay. So you say 4, or
Mm-hmm.
you can go with
But
Batman,
Batman,
okay,
Batman Returns, Batman
or you can go with
Forever.
Bruce Willis. Um, um,
Die Hard.
action, Die
Yippee
Hard.
yo,
Hmm.
Die Hard's up there, man. Or we can
I don't
go
know.
with
I think
Born
the
Identity series.
yeah, but I think the best Die Hard movie was The Last Boy Scout.
The best one?
Yeah, of course that's not a really Die Hard movie, but it's like
as
in
far
that
as Bruce
mix.
Willis list
Yeah,
of
That
like films.
yeah, like it was Die Hardish.
yeah. Wait. Was that with Samuel Jackson?
No, it's with Damon Wayans.
Right.
Okay. I like the Samuel
I
Jackson
threw that
one.
off because it's not an actual Die Hard movie, but
Yeah, because
I
I'm
get what
like,
you're
wait a
saying. Under
minute.
his catalog, though, you would
yeah,
Right.
consider.
Okay. If we say, okay, yeah.
like it's in that
Um.
whole like it fits in that whole time.
The
Right.
whole sequence
Yeah.
is still, it's
But
not part of that
see,
franchise,
Right.
but it's a standalone that was like, it gives you those vibes.
right,
Okay.
right.
Okay. Go
I know
ahead. Throw that curveball in there.
if I were to
Throw that
pick a
curveball.
franchise, it's so hard because usually after the first one, I'll go with so my probably two favorite franchises would be Back to the Future,
Okay.
great franchise, and then Karate Kid. I think those three films, the franchises of each film, kind of stood the test of time.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's cool.
yeah.
I like Major League.
Major League, nice. Tom Berenger's great.
Yeah, I
Charlie
do.
Sheen's the
You
man.
know,
I love Charlie Sheen as much as
one
people put him
right.
down. I love Charlie Sheen.
One is the best though, but
Of
I do
course.
like them. I do like them. Major League would be probably comedy joints, but
Yeah.
it is tough when you want to say afternoon Sunday, and you got good movies, because if you really go into it, you could say, oh, well, you never said like Harry Potter, or
There's a reason for that.
right, but but look at it. But see, when you look at Harry Potter and say, okay, yeah, there's a reason for that, but the level of detail, how different is Harry Potter from Dungeons and Dragons?
There's a lot of cult book activists that can give you all the reasons why that's a whole nother
But
dimension.
Yeah.
it's in the same realm of fantasy, though. You see
Oh,
what I'm
yeah, of
saying?
course. It's totally fantasy.
It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
so you have what's the other Lord of the Rings, which I sit back and watch all three of those. Those is damn good, I think. But the
Right.
way they end is terrible in a sense.
What
You
up,
know what I'm
Paris?
saying? Well, no, that first one,
What's good,
peace.
brother Harris in the
So
comments? We see you.
the way they end on that first one is tragic. You know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
could sit back and watch a good long series of something good. It keeps me interested because I like something that I gotta deep into and go into the layers and get down about.
Right.
Which, by the way, there's a new Dungeons and Dragons coming out. What you
Yeah.
think, Aaron? Because
Yeah.
I know you saw that, Aaron. What you think it's gonna be
I
like?
seen the first previews. I'm interested in watching it. I like Chris
Mm-hmm.
Pine. I think he's a good actor, so we'll see how he does with that. And I know there was a Dungeons and Dragons movie quite a few years ago that was done más o menos.
Right.
That's
Because
the one with Marlon Wayans in it.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, that was that one.
Oh, we slipping, And Harris, we on the subject. I know you just popped up, so if you got something, let us know, man. But we talking about movie series that we can really sit back on a Sunday now that we got sports coming to an end on one avenue. We got another transition, and then another transition, and then we have nothing. So but we tripping, y'all. Bad Boys. I can sit down and watch Bad Boys, all of them, right there. That can take up my time. Now I can
Okay.
sit down and be like,
Right.
okay, well,
I can see
what?
that.
Something came up, man. I ain't gonna be able to make it. I'll be a little bit late.
I've
I'm
only
gonna
seen
holler
one
back
Bad
with you.
Boys. I've only seen one.
No, don't say that.
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
What?
yeah.
You're
I've
not
only seen
playing with
one.
me, right?
No,
And
no.
they're already
Okay.
getting a part 4 in
Well, we
production
already.
right now.
Are they?
Well,
All right.
I don't
Yeah.
know why. I don't know why. See, now we're gonna talk about shit where you just ruin something. Now you doing too much. Now you like White Man Can't Jump. Why are we remaking a new one now? That is a classic. Don't need to do nothing. Don't need to
Uh-huh.
put
Thank you.
Jack
Let the
Harlow in
classics
there.
stay
Yeah,
classics,
no,
right?
Yeah,
just leave it
yeah.
alone. Leave it alone. They got to do another Fast and the Furious. Why?
I
Because
don't know.
you couldn't get enough. You need to leave that alone and let's just start something anew. You know what I'm
And
saying?
then,
Just
right, this is
anew.
what Fast 10, which I'm like, it's going to get 2 more movies
You
So,
just
know.
because.
well, they need to change the name of that. It can't be Fast 10. It has to be 10 Speed.
That's what they're gonna go with. That's a good tag, and we need to go ahead and hashtag that right now because it's
Right?
coming. Because how you hear in the movies they always say, "Hey man, do you hear about the new Rambo 17?" That's what
Yeah.
Fast and Furious is gonna be like.
And the
Yo,
Terminator, right? Some
F20's
movies
coming
are
up.
just.
Yeah.
Terminator. Oh my god, that one. Arnold looks so old in that last one.
Gonna give it to the youngsters, right? It's just
I'm
you
gonna
had
just say,
Mhm.
you don't give that to the youngsters, Tech man. You just hang it up. It's time to
right, like
close the
basically what my
doors.
boy Michael B. Jordan did with the Creed franchise. He went ahead and just was like, "I'm gonna start
Mhm.
directing the rest of these for myself."
Right.
And
You
Sylvester, no
close
disrespect to
the
you, but
door.
this is our thing now.
Yeah.
It's like when he came, I'm like, okay, damn, another one. I said, okay, well, the story only goes so much, and I think he's gonna do a 3 series like that one because you look at the
Well,
ironic play of
but
the
if,
roles and the pro and con up in there.
but if he's following the franchise, he has to make at least 6, right? Is there 6 Rockies?
That
If he
means
goes
that
that
Michael
direction,
B has to be
Yeah.
he'll have to be a manager, man, and he really can't die then for a while. He can't get cancer, so it has to be some other way that he go out.
Hey,
He can't,
Rocky, I got the brain cancer just like you did, Rocky.
he can't. I mean, hey, my boy look good though. My boy in good shape. My
Hmm.
boy in good
right?
shape. I said, yep, okay, damn. Look in good shape, boy. You look good shape, yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then,
So
have you seen the second Black Panther? Would you,
Wakanda forever.
yeah,
Not
Right.
yet.
yeah,
I seen some of it, but not
right.
yet.
I
I don't want to
enjoyed
hear
You
the
it.
know.
trailer. Did you?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I actually enjoyed it. I mean,
All
Hmm.
right.
Did
Well,
you enjoy? Now, I have a question before you say this, Aaron. Now,
uh-huh.
Tech, did you enjoy it because it's Black Panther? It's supposed to be themed off blackness, or did you enjoy it because the actual plot and actual story, right, of the movie itself? I
I'm
have
gonna
not watched it
go.
yet.
I'm gonna go plot and storyline era, and as a Marvel fanatic, as a
Okay.
kid growing up a Marvel fan, and
Okay.
kind of seeing, like, for the comic book fans, that Shuri does become a Black Panther in the comic
Hmm.
books, but
Hmm.
in the
Hmm.
cinematic world, it was like this was done off the strength of Chadwick Boseman's
Right.
passing. And you just didn't want to do like a whole nother film trying to replace him and then trying to bring back, dead characters such as Killmonger. Everybody was, boycotting for him to come back and be. And it was just like, but then this version when he is a Black Panther, but then you
Hmm.
kind of killed him off in the first one. You don't
Right.
want to play necromancy you throughout the
Yeah.
whole film. But no,
Hmm.
of course, for the culture wise, it was epic for that purpose. But so was the first one. But I wouldn't make it
Yeah.
all a race thing.
So, question
Yeah.
before I get to Aaron. So, do you think the first one was better than the second one, or was the second one better than the first
I'm gonna
one?
say the first one was better. Just the first one, right? There was more of an emotional attachment. That was like, what I'm saying? You got to see the Black Panther, like Chadwick Boseman, like, embodying Black Panther T'Challa so well that,
Mhm.
even in his passing was like, he's untouchable. Like, he's that one person you can put him, like, you don't replace this character. Like, you just,
So
find a different narrative with it. So I definitely give it, if I had to give the Oscar to it, I would give the Oscar to number one. Just, I like this delivery, I like this cultural stance, and I like, again, Marvel fan, loving that whole universe.
Mhm.
so go ahead, Aaron. What was your reflection of it?
Um, I think it could have been better. It
Same with
has
Black
some
Adam.
down moments. Not that it was a
Hmm.
bad film by any means. It was definitely it was very entertaining.
Hmm.
I enjoy it. I love was it Natasha, right? She's amazing. She's fucking hot, super hot. Uh,
Hmm.
and she plays the Suri character amazing. She's great. Um,
Agreed.
yeah, I would love to see her more. Um, uh, the Namor character left a lot to be desired.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I don't mean speaking culturally. They obviously changed Namor and to be more diverse, I guess. But and it wasn't like a change of Jason Momoa being the New England or Aquaman change. It was a complete cultural change of who Namor and his people were or
Right.
are, and it changed the dynamic of who Neymar is. Uh, they made him way too level-headed and way too soft spoken, and that's not Neymar. That's not Neymar.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you still, and once again, when we come to these movies, which is the topic is fucking great. It's
Mhm.
phenomenal. But where do we go? Because when you look at this specific character of Black Panther, it was centered around Chad,
Of course,
right? He was there. Chad was Black Panther.
of course.
So now how do we write a three or a four, or how do we continue on the Black Panther story and still keep him dominant or as strong in theory? Because
What?
based
Uh,
off of outside, I don't see so far, in my opinion, what I've seen the little bits and pieces of Black Panther, I have seen little pieces. I don't think the character is as strong as Chad. So my question
they're not going to be.
is there a way to
They're-
go? You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
how can you bring that if you do another one? Can you do another one? How you write that storyline to bring the character back as strong as the number one?
you. I say you definitely can do another one because this story didn't play enough into the character of Suri as Black Panther,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and not to break it down to those
Okay.
who haven't seen it yet. I mean, it's been what 6 months,
I'm just
so
saying it's
Right.
on Disney Plus, and everybody should have
right,
Disney Plus now, so we
exactly,
can
exactly.
spoil
Right.
drop at this point.
So
Right.
spoiler alert, it's a 2.5 hour movie,
Right.
and two hours they're crying about Chadwick not being a part of the movie. It's literally 2 hours of them crying over Chadwick, which
And
I
I
get.
agree with that.
God
They
bless.
weakened it. That's why I was like, the character Riri Williams Ironheart was kind of more of a favorite because of her strong texture. But then,
Right.
she didn't really. It was, you would
It-
look at it as more of like this was her coming out party, and then you was
right.
rooting for her because out of
Yeah.
everybody being like you saying, Aaron, everybody was more on this emotional comp. You know what I'm saying? Shuri's
Right.
being a shutout now as opposed
Yeah.
to still being a tech genius.
Yeah.
And you see the queen come and she's trying to now being put back on the throne. It's just a lot of they try to explore the outside areas without getting to the meat and potatoes and say we
Yeah.
need to focus on this part. And
Yeah.
then you wait, just like a good Dragon Ball Z up back in the day. Right when you see the action pop off, it's like we're at the last 30 minutes. We don't really have time to really enjoy a good fight scene because
Right.
time is lapsed.
Right.
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 It was literally a 30-minute movie in a 2 hour film.
Mm.
So
Okay.
I think they could easily do a third one and leave Chadwick out of it. As much as I
Yeah.
love him, because the first Black Panther, it didn't really focus on his uh, what's his dad's name? T'Challa. They didn't really focus a whole lot on
Well,
him.
T'Chaka, right?
Yeah. It didn't really focus all on him because it was about the current Black Panther.
it's
So
right.
they
It
got to do
was
that same thing again. They got to focus on Shuri as Black Panther and make Shuri Black Panther and give her a Black Panther adventure.
yeah, because the thing about Black Panther, what seems to be unique with that character, is that it's like it, it's passed on. Like
Yeah,
Black Panther becomes a new. Each person becomes a new Black Panther.
right,
So it's
as
not
needed.
necessarily centered around the person, but it's centered around more about Black Panther.
Right.
So
It's like the
in
president.
those
The
right. So I
president's
do
not the
see
person. The president's the office.
right. So I do see how you're saying how okay we can keep it going and moving in like that. So I get it with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's funny how we get onto the show first 20 something minutes. We still talking about just movies.
Yeah. That's
But that's
You know
what
what I'm
we
saying?
do. This is
You
what
know.
content creators do. We can choose our lane to
That's right.
be. And this is
Hold up.
B&W show. Make
Uh-huh.
sure y'all liking, subscribing, and following B&W show on Who They Want Entertainment
Yeah.
LLC. We are live and in full effect. So if you have any thoughts and
Word.
opinions about your favorite franchise, be sure to leave a comment. Share it on the page. Email us at Who They Want. For right now, I'm going to give Who They Want podcast at gmail.com. If you have
Amen.
any recommendations of topics, we'd love to hear points of views.
Yes.
And
That's
see, there we go. So not about how you doing anymore because we seem to be all great, but can we? It's a good segue. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen.
right.
Can we talk about this shitty ass All Star game and this wonderful Super Bowl that we did have? Because let's not neglect the truth of the matter is we had a phenomenal sports event that just came
Yeah,
up, and
absolutely.
one that smelled worse than diarrhea on a bar since 13 days old.
All right. So I got a question in regards to the Super Bowl, right? And I'm
Okay.
going to ask both of you, because it is going to
Okay.
be a cultural
It's the
importance
number one
question.
show watched in the world.
That's right.
Number one show watched in the
Okay.
world.
So it was a huge deal, right? This Super Bowl because it was first time two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, right? So a
Right.
celebrated Super Bowl. So
Starting
and
right.
and in that relation, who then is more celebrated? Franco Harris, the first black Super Bowl MVP, or Doug Williams, the first black quarterback starter winner MVP? So who's more celebrated?
Doug Williams.
Definitely gonna go Doug.
Doug
Yep.
Williams, because it is a harder slot to get into to be the leading man as a black quarterback in the Super Bowl. They got running backs.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
running
That's
backs,
pressure.
black running backs been in there, but that door for black quarterbacks, we ain't seen a lot of black quarterbacks that's at least 10 plus in the league and starting positions or close to
Yeah.
till now. But
Yeah.
when we going
Right.
back to them days of which because them days you could actually hit somebody when they come over the middle and they literally will cough up the ball and then talk
yeah.
about I need air because I ain't got nothing in my chest no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
The windy hits changed the game.
right. The game, they take a lot of fun out the game. But to answer your question, I believe, in my small opinion, like that Doug Williams and what he did, because the pressure is more, there's more pressure on him as a quarterback starting, not even just a quarterback, period, but in the Super Bowl, let alone being a black quarterback. In the that was 92, wasn't it? No, that was
No,
90,
that was earlier. It was like
94.
80. No, it was like in the 80.
Yeah, Doug Williams got because that was in high school when I saw it. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm gonna get it. But
Williams, Super Bowl.
mm-hmm.
Gotta love Google, man. Google's the
Yeah,
best.
No doubt.
we seeing right now whose internet works fastest because I just pulled it up too. Doug Williams in the
Come on.
Super Bowl. That was I just got it. Oh shit.
Super Bowl
Hold on.
12.
Super Bowl.
So it's way early. It had to be was between the 80s, early 80s.
It had to be later 80s, not early.
No, it's early 80s because he was Oh no, I guess
88.
it would be the late 80s, yeah, because he was
It
Redskins
was,
86 to 89. That's right.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
88. It was Super Bowl 88.
Okay.
You know, and so
Pressure's
you know
on.
the
You know what
game
I'm
was
saying?
different.
Coming out of the gate.
That's right.
The game was different. But yeah, I would say the pressure was more on him. More
I
on
Okay.
agree.
him. So in this Super Bowl though, I mean, the pressure's on either one. You know what I'm saying? Because it really now it's about okay. The door is already been open, has been opening for young black quarterbacks to get an opportunity to shine. Okay, so he's been shining all year. You
Of
know,
course.
so I think in this Super Bowl it was more about their own legend or rite of path. Like we have the discussion about superstars and then legends of the game. And Patrick Mahomes, if he retires tomorrow, he's a legend already. You
Yeah.
know, he got two Super Bowls in his first 5 years. You
Hmm.
know, Jalen Hurts, we can say he is on his way because he's already got his first appearance within his first 5 years. Joe Burrow, same thing. The question
Hmm.
is who's going to go back. But like I said before, in this next 10 years, we have Joe Burrows, we have Patrick Mahomes, we have Jalen Hurts. Now, them three quarterbacks are going to all get another ring. I believe there's going to be a first for Cincinnati in the next 10 years, somehow, some way, some season. There's going to be one that's going to come to Philly under Jalen Hurts somehow, some way, some season, I believe so. Josh Allen is a talented quarterback. Something about Buffalo, I don't know but if the things
So,
match up right,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, it can happen for them too. But something about it, I
Well,
don't know.
well, there's talk of them picking up Derrick Henry for on the off season.
Really. And
Yeah.
another code is a code. So and
Yeah.
see here, you
So we'll
talk
see.
about Derrick Henry and look at the time in his career right now. And then
Yeah.
Buffalo's a cold place.
Yeah.
Cold weather ain't good for a big man, especially on the knees. So
Yep.
now, how much value are you getting out of Derrick Henry in the cold versus saying how much value will we get out of Derrick Henry in, let's just say, Atlanta? We're just saying because it's warmer. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Or we'll say
Indoors.
Derrick Henry in Dallas because when you really look at it, Zeke don't have the smash that he used to have.
No.
Derrick Henry playing in Dallas along with Pollard, that would be a nice look in that backfield. But then again, Dak Prescott might fuck around and get him a ring too if the cards fall the right way. For one of those good teams to get a ring, the great teams got to lose those games because of some fluke play, some fucked up play calling or the clock management or something like
Right.
that. Because any given Sunday in that game, and the sun shine on the dog's ass sometime of the day.
All right. Right. I don't
It's
know. You
just how
think
it is.
Justin Fields has a chance?
Not right now. No. No, I
No.
like Justin Fields, but honestly, no. I think he's gonna be. I think he's talented and he's gonna be a good
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah.
He may
He's
have
got
great numbers,
he's got the unfortunate
but
side effect of being the Bears quarterback.
right,
Yeah.
right where he's at, and then unless he gets a different coach and a tutelage. But some players have that style. It's like to say, okay, well, let's just look at our man over here, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's fucking phenomenal, dog.
Hmm.
Fucking amazing.
Sure.
But the things never line up for him to say, yo, can I get a Super Bowl or can I get to the Super Bowl?
Right.
Again, one of
Yeah.
them good ass teams. Like we say, like Buffalo, something that's
Yeah.
frustrating when a team gets you
Yeah.
there and all of a sudden some
Yeah.
fluke play, a flag, a penalty, overthrow, clock management, something fucks you. And then
Hey,
you're like, yo,
we had the helicopter that pushed that field goal off, man. We had
that's
that
what it was.
helicopter.
That see, it was called H draft,
Yeah, that's right.
helicopter draft.
That's
So,
right. Pushed it to
I
the
mean,
left, man. Wide to the
you
left.
know, you never. It's crazy though, man. But no, I really think because in a generation, and that's why I say how the black quarterback is being looked at now is drastically different from just
Yes.
5 years ago.
Yep.
Honestly, go back 5 years before that. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? You're like, yo, the narrative 5 years ago on a black quarterback was to be like, yo, I don't know if he's gonna be a black quarterback. He should be a receiver or a
Yep.
defensive back.
Right.
because this is where his body lean position fits. He don't see the field like this, or he's not smart enough. He may
Right.
throw the ball, or he can't throw the ball good enough, and he
Yeah.
wants to run all the time, or something he doesn't have all together. So it took Doug Williams, it took Warren Moon, it took Michael Vick, it even took Cordell Stewart. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? We
Randall
had to
Cunningham.
keep Randall Cunningham, definitely. Donovan McNabb. All
Yeah.
of these guys, man, it took it.
Paved that
Even
way.
Vince Young, and Steve Aaron McNair. We're going
Yeah.
even the quarterbacks that failed. You know what I'm saying? What's our man Randall? They got drafted to the Raiders from LSU. Russell, the black quarterback Russell
Lamar.
from back in the day. Right.
Right.
So even the ones that fail, Colin Kaepernick, great success. Failure was because he got blackballed out the league. Only
Yeah.
because he was just a fortune teller. And he was like, look, this is what's coming around the corner. Oh, no, that's not coming around the
I mean,
corner.
look at even how Jameis Winston's been shoved around since his pro
Right.
days, you know?
Right. So it took all of these guys in this to range of performance to change the narrative in which we had about us back in the day, just that long ago. Now that we're seeing this production, you got Patrick Mahomes doing it, you got Jalen Hurts doing it, you even have Dak doing his thing. The whole point is you're not the shitty guy. You're not playing
Yeah.
shitty. You may not get to the Super Bowl, but you're still a good QB. You see what I'm saying? You're still keep moving the train along the tracks for the next young black guy to come up in here and try to represent and get that opportunity.
There's plenty of legendary first year pro Hall of Famers who either A, don't have a Super Bowl ring, or B, have never been to a Super Bowl, right? And there's plenty of half-rated quarterbacks who do, right? Like I love Trent Dilfer, but he got lucky.
Thank you. I just was about to think. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
He got lucky. He had a great defense that back him up. Yep.
Damn right. Example of a manager. And he had great pieces around him, the receivers, and then he had the running back. You know what I'm saying? So he had all that to cover up his weaknesses.
Brad Johnson.
Perfect example.
Yeah, Brad Johnson.
It's a whole pool of greatness. But you got to look at the RG3s of the world now, right? Where you don't get properly used, or you just taking so many losses to just like, my love for it has changed now.
Yeah.
Then you got to look at the impact Michael Vick had on it, and then versus his downward spiral that just kind of go. Now you got to look, what can they get pinned with now that'll just build that legacy now? You have a lot more of, hard work to put in the game, not just being a black quarterback, but just, outside of the field, you got to keep a straight and narrow path, because anything goes left and that's it.
Right, because you got inside narrative and outside narrative, or external narrative. You know what I'm saying? Our internal narrative of what we're known in our performance and how we perform and where we coming up short on the field or in the games or whatever.
Right.
And then
any drafted quarterback or drafted player, for that matter, has 3 years to prove themselves as a necessary player on the team, and especially quarterback. Right, because look at like a Brady Quinn, right? Notre Dame quarterback came out, he got put on the Browns, and there just wasn't enough there for him to prove that he was a Notre Dame quarterback, and so he went by the wayside. That's just with any team, any player. If you can't prove yourself where you got drafted, you're probably going to have a hard time signing any place else.
Yeah, ain't that funny how you could be a star in college, but then when you go to the league, you just seem to be mediocre or less than mediocre.
I mean, it's a different league, bro. Like, it changes the dynamics there. Look at Tim Tebow when he came, coming out of Florida. Even though I'm not a Florida fan, I'm a Florida State fan. But for what it was like he had it, and then it was like you're throwing the ball too high, and then they try to make him low ball it. And with his height, he just couldn't pull it off. So he went and did the baseball route.
Right.
It's like your talent erases or something. Like, where'd your talent go, dog? You was just
because
and you didn't bring it with you.
Well, look at how many teams are in college, right? So it's just obviously it's the top of the high schoolers from around the country that come and play college, and then it's the top college that goes on and plays NFL. So you're literally playing against the best of the best. Like in your college years, if you've only played like, and I know you said like Tebow with Florida, he played some of the top college teams, but
Right.
not every college team is made up of NFL players. They're
True.
made up of a few NFL players and then college players. So everybody's going to look
because
dynamic.
right, and a perfect example is just like you look at Ohio State quarterbacks. You look at Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you look at Braxton Miller.
Mm-hmm.
They were QBs in Ohio State, but when they get to the league, they don't pan out, dog.
Right.
Like Braxton Miller went from QB and then he went to slot. So
Mm-hmm.
that was one way he was going to stay in the league. Haskins went to Washington. He didn't even make it.
Mm-hmm.
Then the backup didn't even make it. RIP. But still, it's just about it's just about man. Where did your talent go? Like,
Right.
okay, we know that we see the field and read it this way. We know that the game's more complicated, but where did the talent go to where you have no more upside?
Well, I think that's
You're
part
like,
of it. Though,
where did it go? You know what I'm saying?
I think like in college, you can play on pure talent, but once you get to the NFL, you got to be able to put in that extra work. If you're not willing to put in that extra work, all the talent in the world is not going to mean anything. And I don't know if that's the case with any of those guys, but look at the Brady, look at the Manning, look at Montana. When those guys came out, they didn't just come out on talent; they came out and they went to work. So
Right.
some of these guys are coming out of college just saying, "Oh, I'm the most talented guy in the world."
Bingo.
I don't need
it there. It's
yeah.
killed in
I don't need to read the playbook. I don't need to I don't need to blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Or if they let that rookie Hayes get to them, it's a matter you got to put in the work.
Like we say, hard work beat talent every day, baby.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And
Every
in this
day.
Super Bowl, there was two plays because Jalen Hurts. Some people say, "Oh man, Jalen Hurts lost that fumble that cost him." No, it did not. No, it did not at all. Jalen Hurts fumbled the rock. The defense picked it up and scored. The end of the game, the score was still sitting tied where the Eagles was back up by 3 or something like that. So Jalen Hurts, he made up for his. What lost in the game was the two defensive fuck-ups. That's what lost in the game. When your man goes in motion, you turn and do like this, and you not looking at your man, what the fuck are you doing? That's a mental goof. That's number one. They scored. That's a defensive fuck-up. And then on the last play of the game, when my man wants to hold him, that's a defensive fuck-up. When your quarterback, he played fucking phenomenal. Phenomenal. We saw greatness. We saw greatness, dog. And then when this shit on the defensive switch happened, then you're like, okay, it ain't on the quarterback. It ain't no neither quarterback. Both quarterbacks played good, which was even crazier is that Patrick Mahomes threw for less than 200 yards and had 5 touchdowns. I'm like, okay, that's legendary.
Right.
Yeah, that motherfucker's something else. You know what I'm saying? That's let's just give honor where honor. Tom Brady good, but Tom Brady ain't do that.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't do that. He good, but he ain't do that. You know what I'm saying? And what's so fucking bananas is that when they paid this man $500 million, you're like, yo, he got paid $500 million on a signing, but he really only got guaranteed half of that, which is like $253 million or something like that. Whatever.
Poor guy.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He didn't do his shit right, but still, he has to go ahead and extend it. They're gonna put him on a contract extension in 2 years. So there's gonna be another $300 million added on top of that, which is gonna go ahead and guarantee damn near all that to make up for what he did not. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But remember I said it was two things, right? So we had one real good, and then we had one that was shitty as hell.
Right.
Now, the All-Star game.
Right.
Did anybody see the All-Star game? Did you hear about the All-Star game?
I saw the highlights.
Right.
There was none. So I saw him.
Yeah. That's what the All-Star game was. Basketball All-Star game. That's what we're talking about. Basketball All-Star game. The dunk contest was good. Phenomenal. The 3-point contest was, good. I mean, shoot or shoot. but the All-Star game,
Right.
you didn't hear nothing about the All-Star game because the All-Star game wasn't about nothing at all. And if the NBA keeps putting a product out like that, they're
Yep.
just either going to have to get rid of the All-Star game and the Pro Bowl altogether. The
Yeah.
NBA doesn't control the Pro Bowl, but the NFL needs to think about the damn Pro Bowl format because that shit is looking shitty. You
Yeah.
know, the NBA, we don't want to see motherfuckers just throwing lobs and the defensive dude sits there and just watches this guy do a dunk. And then we just go like this and a dunk. Where are the days where you play defense when like Karl Malone was battling
Yeah.
Alonzo Mourning? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jordan was lining up against Magic and they was going at it like all stars. You throwing lobs like, woo, the best defenders are going against the best offensive scores. That's
Yeah.
what we want to see. And that's where all that magic happens in all-star games because we see just
Right.
wow. Did you see that trick move?
Yeah.
Did you see that pass?
Yeah.
Whoa, he threw it behind the back to get around
Yeah,
him.
you-
Yeah, he dunked it.
Yeah,
You
you're
don't
watching
see
the
none of that
best
shit,
guys
man.
play a playground game, man. And that's what you want. You want them playing
You
playground
know?
and showing off to one another, just kind of
It's
show that
horrible,
machismo.
man.
Like, let me show you
You
my
know-
machismo. I'm gonna show you my machismo.
Yeah, man.
It's not
'cause
there no
you
more.
look- Nah, it's not because you
The
look
hunger
forward.
has
You're like,
died so long
Yeah.
ago.
you put it
Yeah.
on your calendar, and you're like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna sit back at the All-Star game, get some just real popping. Then you get on and be like, what the hell is this?
Everybody's too tied into politics now. I feel like politics in sports has definitely took it downhill
Yeah.
because
It's
you know what I'm saying.
horrible.
You don't see the great potential now. It's just like, yeah, well, Kyrie hasn't had a great season since he was promoting all this anti-Semitism stuff and all this, and then see him in the All-Star game and say, well, what is the future? And it's like you already seeing them kind of not at their peak anymore. Like you've
Yeah.
seen them like, they all right, y'all can go ahead and retire. We can, like you say, you were saying though,
Crazy.
if they don't do something with it, we might as well just get rid of it altogether because now it's just a bunch of buffoonery of like, this is not what I'm paying to come sit in the seat for.
But what I do like, and I have to say I do like, is the commercials. I like the commercials, man. I like being confused because I like making money off the commercials. I play a little side betting game. So just like at this last Super Bowl, had a little Super Bowl session. Everybody came through, we sent back guessing on the commercials. Best commercial this year that nobody knew about was that Serena Williams commercial when she was sponsored by Remy Martin. Ain't nobody know she was sponsored by Remy Martin. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
Serena Williams on a golf course? What is this about? Remy Martin, man, that went $9. Somebody got off the floor. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I came up $19 and sold a book. So I'm
There you
good.
go.
You know what I mean? So yeah, but man, I like the commercials. I'm like, there's always a thing in the commercials because the commercials are interesting. I had to admit, but all the other stuff, man, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
They just gotta fix the product, man. Just gotta fix the product. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I was a good and bad in both, but hey, it is what it is. But that's what it is, man. It's something else. But I see them hands over there. You say, "Oh yeah, let's get into it, huh?" Music
Yes.
time.
Let's do some music assignments.
Music time.
Woo-hoo.
Music time.
It's one of my favorite segment, man.
And I say to myself, what's a wonderful music like? With that music like. Go ahead. All right. You know what I'm saying? Word up. So we on Power to the People and all that. So as we do, this is Aaron's favorite segment.
Yeah, I love the music.
And on that elation, Aaron, go ahead and share the people what you like to share.
So music assignments for those of you who are new to the show. So what we do is Val and I pick an album and an artist for each other, and he listens to one I give him, and I listen to the one that he gives me. So if you watched the last show, he gave me Public Enemy Fight the Power of the Collection. However, I searched for a week and a half trying to find, because it's about the specific album, right? It's all about, you got to listen to the specific album. I looked on YouTube, I looked on Spotify, I looked on Amazon Music. That specific album was not available on any platform. I'd have to had order the physical CD off of Amazon, and I wouldn't have had it until the middle of March.
Mm,
So obviously that didn't play out. So he gave
mm,
me instead, keeping this
mm-hmm,
thing, he gave me Public Enemy,
mm-hmm,
Fear of a Black Planet.
mm-hmm,
So I got to listen to that for the last 4 or 5 days, and
mm-hmm.
I gotta say it's a good album. I enjoyed it. Um, Flavor Flav is more than just a hype man. For those those folks out there who are not interested in listening to Public Enemy, you should listen to Public Enemy. They are a great trio. Flavor Flav is more. He's a great hype man, of course, but he's actually a talented rapper. There's a couple songs on there that he actually raps entirely to of himself. 911 is a joke. And I think the other one was, I think it's Power to the People, maybe, or Burn Hollywood, Burn, one of those two. But he's actually a talented
Burn
rapper.
Hollywood, burn
Yeah, he's
Hollywood,
actually a
burn
talented
Hollywood.
rapper in himself. But
Mm-hmm.
now, I'm going to ask you guys, because I'm sure you guys listened to the
S1Ws.
if you've probably listened to the album a few times, or even just Public Enemy in general. When I
Mm-hmm.
first turned it on and I started to listen to it, Chuck D,
Mm-hmm.
his voice, I had to double take because I said, "Is Barack Obama rapping?" Like, it sounds like Barack Obama rapping. He's
You
very,
think so?
he's very articulate. He's very well spoken, and his mannerisms, like everything away, like, and even the vocals, like it sound like Barack. There's a little hint of Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but for the most part, I'm like, if I can Chuck D, man, he's Barack on the mic, man.
Ah, that's funny. That's funny. It's always, the cadence,
Yeah,
similarities and stuff. So I know what you're saying when you say that with yeah, but
yeah,
Chuck D, man, they were slick. They was the whole point, the whole intention of Public Enemy was just to come in, make a couple albums, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Just change the game, just change the mindset of the game,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. But
That's the one
it
thing I
just
loved
got the
about
rolling.
late '80s, early '90s rap music. For whatever reason, they kept calling themselves controversial in the album, and
Hmm.
maybe at the time they were, but
At
there
the
there was
time they
definitely
were,
yeah, I'm sure.
because they still had the stickers.
Right,
And
right,
they was up there with the stickers because
yeah,
remember it was him, Ice Cube, America's AKKA. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. But
All that was spinning,
rap music, and this is probably why they're controversial. Rap music at
and
that
Ice
time
T.
was very pro community
Yep.
and
Agreed.
anti-establishment, right? It's very
Right.
anti-establishment, pro-community, which is definitely not the rap game nowadays.
Mm-mm.
But at that time, like everybody, uh, Public Enemy, Two Live, NWA, even Cube on himself, like it was very,
Mm-hmm.
let's come together as a community type situation. Like in this album, Brothers Gonna Work It Out,
Mm-hmm.
great community. Anti inward machine, power to the people, and then of course, fight the power. Um, it's just great. We're a community. Let's act like a community. Anthems throughout every song. It was. I
Right.
don't know. I don't know where the rap game dropped that. Um, Maybe they picked up the whole violent cells type stuff, but I actually prefer the community albums.
Yeah, when it seems the rap game changed when the music labels figured out how to control the narrative on it, you know, and
Yeah.
then when we as the hip hop rappers, started just taking the money over our own voice. And we just started to say, okay, this is what you want to hear. I'm gonna get how much? Well, shit, I'm gonna do that then. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
where's your
I
image?
guess that-
Where's your own
Yeah.
self stance of what? Because even Queen Latifah, where are the Queen Latifahs? Where are the MC Lights? I'm
Right.
not taught. You notice I ain't say where are the Little Kims
Right.
because that's now migrated to Cardi B and Meg The Stallion. We
Right.
always got them. They're
Right.
always in there. But we
Right.
don't have no more MC Lights. We don't have no more Queen Latifahs on that female side of the conscious. We don't have no Lauren Hills. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
We don't have enough her. We don't have enough of those artists still being shine. They only want to give us one, while she has to battle, let's say, against 4 or 5 other doing the other thing.
Right.
Because that's what we got now. You
It's-
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Even little mulatto, saying all this little pop John and Shake get a bad pussy type music, you know what I'm saying? But our conscience is gone. Where's our common senses, our young common sense? We don't have enough threes. Even Kanye, but they try to give Kanye some status, but Kanye makes some damn good music.
Yeah.
That shit is
Right.
definitely deep. We not talking about Kanye when I say external and internal. Internally, what he's known for internally is fucking great.
Yeah.
Just
I
like
enjoyed
R.
Kelly's music.
Kelly.
Yeah.
R. Kelly's music internally, his internal image is great, but his external
Yeah.
shit is so damaging.
I know
It's so damaging. You can't
his
connect
internal
that to it.
music
You
makes
know
you
what I
feel
mean?
like you want to be a 14-year-old girl so he can pee on you.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's sick ass shit, dog.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought better of you, Aaron, until now.
That shit, damn. Smith told the curve. And on that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to transition on to my subject, okay? So, my man gave me Waylon Jennings' Music Man album,
Yeah. What do
okay?
you think of that?
Now, so for those that don't know about Waylon Jennings, I don't know about Waylon Jennings, but I am familiar with a song of Waylon Jennings because I was born in '74. Yep, that's right. I don't give a fuck because I look damn good to be 48.
Oh,
Yo,
oh, shoot.
word, talk to me. Talk to me. So anyway, though, but the Deuce of Hazzard song, man,
That's
I
right.
did not know the Deuce of Hazzard was done by. Here's a
That's
good
Waylon
old
Jennings.
boy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I
Yep.
did not know because everybody had the Deuce of Hazzard racetrack.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, they sing that. So it was cool, but I had a question. Is there such thing as pop country?
There is now.
Because if there is now, I think that this album might classify as pop country if there was back then.
No. Back
Because
then, Waylon Jennings. So Waylon, Willie, Merle,
Merle,
Chris Christopherson. This was the
Merle,
Merle Haggard.
I
So
like Merle.
this was very, very outlaw country at the time. It was very
Okay,
outlaw. It's a different sound than what
yeah,
country music's expecting at that time. During the '70s,
yeah,
early '80s.
yeah.
It's much
They
more
kick
honky
around it.
tonk. Yeah,
Yeah, they kick around. They still can go on a country theme, but they're
yeah,
definitely not so traditional.
yeah. Like they,
Because right off the bat, the first, the Clyde song right off the bat, I was like, oh, he had sitting on the porch. I mean, yeah, sitting on the front porch with no shoes on. I
yeah,
was like, oh, this shit good.
yeah,
But I was just kept playing that song because it was like
yeah,
groovy in a sense. It
yeah.
was like '70s groovy, and I was like, yo, this is cool. But one thing I noticed, which was cool with it, is that a lot of the stuff, the banjo, it was a lot
Yep,
of with the strings, but the banjo led a lot in the songs.
yep,
And I was like, yo, that's different. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because your banjo, a lot of people don't even get down on the banjo, man. But
Exactly.
some people that do, when they do put the
It's
banjo
more.
in, the banjo is heavy. You
That's
know
more
what I mean?
bluegrassy, but his is not
Right,
bluegrass. Yeah.
right. And I did hear a lot of the banjo and a lot of the songs. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then one thing I did notice is that when it comes to like, country songs, some depressional song, or
Hmm.
lost my dog, my woman left me. Nah, I ain't hear that. Like their version of a slow song, in my opinion, I thought was the I wrote the storm went last or whatever.
Hmm.
I thought that was like a slow song with it. And then I wrote real small. And then when he went to Paris, it was like, oh, my man dipped. Like he, you know what I'm saying, left US and he go to Paris, then he go to England, have a baby, exploring the world. I was like, oh, this
Yep.
this this song must be about him just dipping out, so
Yep.
sowing his royal oats and stuff. And I was
Exactly.
just like, yo, it was different, yo. You know what I'm saying? But I still gave it pluses. 'Cause every track
Yeah.
got some good
Of
songs,
course.
some bad songs. or
Yeah.
songs you listen
Well,
to. It's not my
that
favorite or
was the
whatnot.
times, like everything wasn't so during this was a 1980s album, early
Mhm.
80s, up through probably the 90s. Like not every song was intended to be a single, right? As the
Right.
music is now, for whatever reason. Like
Right.
there's songs that are single, of course, like on this one, Dukes has a theme song. There's
Mhm.
songs that are meant for like his super fans, like Nashville Wyoming, Storm Never Lasts, um, but Waltz Across Texas. But there's just
Yeah, the
some songs that
storms
were
never
just
last.
fillers, just to fill in the album, and that's just how it's just
Yeah, you
it's
get
how
a
it
one or
was. You
two
just feel
filler in there.
yeah, that's what it
But
was,
they
just
start
to complete the album.
Yeah, I thought it started off though banging,
Yeah,
and then you know, like the songs, I guess the last two songs of the album was one out of two I'd give it. I'd be listening, I would listen to. Oh, the Across Texas. The
yeah,
Cross Texas is the one that's a road trip song.
yeah.
That's when okay, how long? Oh, 6 hours. All right, here we got something.
Right.
Let's go. Let's go ahead, right. That's
Yep.
what you do. Put that doop right there. Where are they
Yeah.
from? Nashville? Damn. I guess my
Um,
stand fell down.
Waylon, I couldn't tell you exactly. Uh, I know Merle's from Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Waylon's probably from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Christopherson's from Texas. And
Mm-hmm.
so like this type of music, country music, was like they didn't wear cowboy hats. It
Right.
was. I mean, they did, but they were more they weren't so much cowboys as they were uh, hillbilly bumpkins, and that's kind
Right.
of how they portrayed their music as the
Right.
country bumpkins. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
go around to the honky tonks to pick up on women. They went to the honky tonks to drink beer and fights. That's kind of what
Right.
this music is about. It's not the you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was
Right.
great country music at this time. George Jones. George Jones teeters on that, whether it's outlaw or country music, and
Mm-hmm.
there's Conway Twitty, who's the more lovebird country music stuff.
Right.
Um, it's a great era for country music because it's so about the music,
Right.
and this is where an
Right.
artist we're artists.
Right.
You know?
Right. No doubt. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. It's not as eclectic as, still gotta go on my dude, Dark Side of the Moon.
Of course, it's going to be hard to
It's
top
just
a Pink Floyd.
ooh, that's
We
just
I got some stuff coming up, but
yeah.
we'll hit up on them.
We'll see what gets on that. But as we know, that you like. It's funny because you like the music.
I do.
I like the movies.
Yeah.
I like the movies. So you know what's coming.
All right.
Oh, you don't know what's coming.
No, I don't know what's coming. What's coming?
This movie review is coming, and I think we
Okay.
should make an addendum to the movie reviews.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think we should make an addendum to the movie reviews. I know we were saying we was gonna have we do those that don't know we put a time frame like our movies to say like 20 years back, okay? So everybody can be sort of semi current with everything, right? So I want to say we should incorporate some of the new movies too.
Okay.
I want to add that because there are some good new movies, in my opinion, which we could talk about. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to add that. But however, this movie here, my friend, yes, it's gonna be an old classic, Harlem Nights.
Yes.
Harlem Nights.
Love Harlem Nights.
Yeah, this one we're gonna really talk about. We're gonna get into that one. That's the movie review. Is gonna be Harlem Nights,
All right.
and I think we it's gonna be it's. I think it's just along the lines of life. It's another banger. It's another
Yep.
classic, and it's hilarious.
Yep.
So that's my one I'm giving on that one.
Okay.
It's
Give a
Harlem
review on
Nights.
Harlem Nights next show.
Yep, next show along with some other good stuff that's coming out the tangible. So, you know, um, so which rolls us into I guess we're gonna talk about last show we did the jewel dropper of the hour. So this show we're not gonna do the jewel dropper of the hour. we're gonna go to I hate segment. Have the I hate segment. So, you know, it's funny how I do my I hate segments because we always go to a place where we think. You know what I'm saying, Aaron? We always have a place in the
Uh-huh.
house we think. Some people have a little study room.
Mhm.
Some people have the back patio.
Mhm.
Some people go to the garage.
Uh-huh.
Some people just like to go in their bedroom, sit down in their bed, close it with a book. Some people go to the bathroom.
Mhm.
Which is not a problem. Whatever
For
comforts
sure.
them. And in the bathroom, you should be comforting. The whole
Yeah.
theme of
Well,
this
I
is
think most
comforting.
men's thinking spot is the bathroom. Like you go in there to go to the
Yeah.
bathroom, but then you get that
Hmm.
extra 20, 30 minutes of
The
alone time.
beach.
Like, yeah,
Yeah. We
yeah,
go to the beach.
yeah.
So and I don't think that um our beach time should be interrupted. Because that's
Agreed.
paradise. It's like
Yeah.
working out. When you work out, you work out. Don't nobody need to bother you. So, when we do this, we're at the beach, so we
Yeah.
should be at the beach. And when we get done coming off the beach, we like to get a towel, dry off, wipe ourselves. You know what I'm saying? What
Yep.
fucking sucks though is when you ain't got no towel around. See, that's the problem. So when you go to the beach, you should be able to leave the beach and be dry and all nice and clean when
Hmm.
you do. But apparently, sometimes when you go to the beach, there just happens to not be any toilet paper. So we
Yeah.
all been there.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that
Yeah.
toilet paper don't necessarily be right there on that spool right behind the bathroom that you're supposed to have it on. Like, let me just go get an extra. Oh, there ain't no extra roll. So now you thinking, and then you listening, is anybody else in the house? Okay, where they at? Because you need to get up and go get you some
Yep.
people.
That rule.
So now you gotta do the penguin waddle.
Yeah, because you
You
can't
gotta
pull all
get
the way
up.
up because yeah,
Nah,
you can't pull all the way up.
yeah,
You
no, can't. You gotta steps too small, like you a wind up toy. You open the door, damn, can't even hear me. Ain't nobody can hear you. You like, fuck it. Let me go
know?
ahead and go reach around there. Nobody caught me, but it'd be very embarrassing when I just reach over and have my ass just shining out and about. And the only thing you see is come around the corner, like, um, I don't even know what to say right now. But the visual pose that you have
Uh-huh.
reaching for some toilet paper with your drawers around your ankles and your
You-
booty just shining up in the air. You just caught. I was just getting some toilet paper because ain't
uh,
nobody was here to help me out with some toilet paper. So you happy to take your toilet paper, cover your nuts, and penguin water your ass
That's right.
back into
They
the
get
bathroom.
there.
You
Go
know what I'm saying?
finish
Catch
some
it, man.
business. Finish some
But
business.
man, I hate when that happens, dog. I hate when that happens because the penguin water is something else. You know what I'm saying? I'd never fail, you know what I'm saying? But I have heard stories of people falling. I don't know how we got on to talking about, when we penguin water ain't no paper,
Yeah.
but in the past
Yeah.
it just comes up, But
Yeah.
bathroom etiquette is something. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying is that
Well,
bathroom etiquette,
so talking about
you know.
penguin waddle. So there's this Navy sailor, right? He gets off the ship after being out on ship for 6 months, a year, whatever, and he gets back to port, and as most Navy guys are after being out that long, he's a little horny. So he's like, man, I
Right,
gotta go get me some action. Gotta go get some action. He's all
right.
uh, so he looks at his wallet. He's like, he only has 20 bucks cash in his wallet. So he's like, shit. So he goes around and he finds a prostitute. He's like, hey man, excuse me, what can I get for 20 bucks?
Right.
And prostitute's like, oh, I can only give you a penguin. He's like, what the fuck? Like, no, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. So he goes along and he finds another one. Excuse me, what can I get for 20 bucks? I said, I can only give you a penguin. You're like,
Hmm.
what? No, all right. He walks along and it's like, and he's not seen anybody for a while. He's like, fuck, whoever the next person I see, I don't care. It's a penguin, it's a moose, it's a well, I don't care. Whatever they got, I need a release. So he's like, excuse me, ma'am. Finally finds one. He's like, excuse me, can you tell what can I get for 20 bucks? She's like, all I can give you is penguin. He's like, fine, penguin's fine. I'll take that. And she's like, okay, let's go. So they go around the corner in the alley, and she starts, blowing on him. And just before he gets ready to release, she stops and walks away. He's like, wait.
Gave the
penguin. That's my penguin walk.
Okay. Does that classify as a dad joke? That's the penguin walk. Oh man, I don't really have jokes, but yeah, I don't really have jokes. I fuck a joke up, because I be wanting to say a joke, but then I gotta think about the punchline. Be like, wait, did I get the punchline right? Or like, what's the difference between a deer and a buck? You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's where I can fuck up the punchline. The difference between a deer and a buck. A deer is something, and then a buck is just below the deer's or something. See, I fuck the joke up. See, told you. I ain't good at the jokes, man. I'm on the spot, ha funny. You know what I mean? Look at that motherfucker. Yeah, then we start cracking. Yeah, I'm funny. Okay.
Yeah, it's more like
man, it take me a minute.
It's like what's the difference between snowmen and snowwomen? Snowballs.
My simple one. Snow. I like that. I had here's my one of my one jokes. This is like my one of my one. Is that you know what I like about a lot lizard?
What's that?
They ain't got no teeth.
There you go.
Boom, boom. And on that note, ladies and gents, we do want to thank you for your time in spending us with this hour of the B&W show. Until next time.
Never meaning no harm. They told you never saw men in trouble with the loss the day they was born.
The day they was born. And take us out. Tech the magician. Peace to you.